The GMC Sierra has been on sale since 1988, and it is still one of the most popular pickup trucks in the world. The Sierra has stood out among other pickup trucks since it is available in so many different configurations, and since it has a lot of luxurious features you would not expect to find. This 2025 GMC Sierra Denali Ultimate is still going strong, and it is offering the most luxury we have ever seen in a General Motors pickup truck. So, is the Sierra the next truck you should buy, or are you better off getting a Ram 1500 or Ford F-150? Let's dive into this Denali Ultimate model and see what it's all about. Let's begin by discussing the pricing and the trim level. The Sierra comes with many different cab and bed configurations as well as trim levels, ranging from the base Pro model to the off-road ready AT4X to the luxurious Denali Ultimates. We have the Denali Ultimate today, and it is very much luxurious. You get 22-inch alloy wheels, power running boards, etching in your seats, open portwood trim, and cutting-edge technology. But is all of that worth $86,000? Let's go ahead and find out. The Sierra Denali Ultimate is going to have a big presence on the road thanks to an exclusive Vador chrome grille, tow hooks, and chrome trim at the bottom, and these very nice looking LED headlights. You get an LED daytime running light, a stacked projector style LED headlamp, fog lights at the bottom, LED turn signals, and LED high beams. These look very nice overall, and I really like the bracket shaped design. The Denali Ultimate is going to come with these beautiful 22-inch alloy wheels with some incredible detailing. These are your only options for the Denali Ultimate, so I hope you like them, and also do not take this car off-roading in them because they're going to get scratched very easily with that kind of sidewall. Moving on to the side profile, you're going to find Ultimate branding on your fenders, plastic cladding for your wheel arches, and a surprising amount of regular chrome trim, including for the window surrounds, the door handles, Denali branding, and for the running boards. You get all the features with your mirrors, including heating, blind spot monitoring, auto dimming, and power folding. Moving on to the back, you're going to find GMC branding in Vador chrome, Denali and Sierra branding in regular chrome, power sources, a step on either side, an exclusive color to match bumper, and these very nice looking taillights. The taillights are going to be completely LED with an LED brake light, an LED reverse light, and an LED turn signal. But the Sierra also has something that you will not want to miss out on, and that is the catback exhaust. So let's go ahead and listen to this V8 sing. Now let's take a look at the interior and see all the luxurious features this Denali Ultimate model has to offer. The interior of the Sierra Denali Ultimate is nothing short of exquisite, and it actually rivals most luxury SUVs. In fact, the materials in here are actually not far off from the Cadillac Escalade I was just in October. The door panel looks very nice for this top trim level. You get leather on the top, open portwood trim, some chrome trim, some more leather, memory seating for two, leather on your armrest, Ultimate branding with the coordinates from Mount Denali, all of your buttons in flat black, and you also get this very nice cross-stitching and embossing in the leather. You also get a lot of storage at the bottom because this is a truck, and you also get this very large metal speaker grille. The power running boards make it very easy to get inside, and at nighttime, the Ultimate branding on the door sills are going to light up. You also have more coordinates for Mount Denali. These seats are going to be very comfortable for your long road trips. You get Ultimate branding with the Mount Denali coordinates, cross-stitching, piping, stitching, topography on the upper part, some two-tone on the sides, and they will be 16-way power adjusting and massaging. There is a lot to talk about on the interior of the GMC Sierra Denali Ultimate, so let's go ahead and dive right into it. The steering wheel is going to be very nicely weather-wrapped and heated, and it gets quite warm when you turn on the heating function. There's a light at the top indicating that we have Super Cruise, GM's hands-free driving assistant. There's white cross-stitching on the inside of it, and you also get these tiny little paddles that honestly don't feel amazing in the hand. There's Denali branding on the airbag cover, smoked aluminum trim, matte black plastic on the buttons, and the steering wheel itself is going to be power adjusting. To the left of that, you're going to find controls for your electronic parking brake, your trailer controls, your headlight controls, your four-wheel drive controls, and you can also control the gauge cluster brightness. The gauge cluster is going to be completely digital and very customizable. You can change the display layout, so my personal favorite is progressive. That is what it looks like. And another one that I really like is Queen. It makes everything very simple and it's quite nice to look at. I also want to mention that there are sensors watching your eyes while you're using Super Cruise, just to make sure that you're looking at the road. There are going to be sensors over here and right there. I cannot see them with my naked eye, but you might be able to see it on camera. The materials in the Sierra Denali Ultimate look and feel amazing. There's leather on the upper part with stitching, some open pore wood trim with topography and coordinates from Mount Denali, some more leather through the center area with some more stitching, chrome trim, piano black on your buttons, and some matte plastic on the center console. Storage in the Sierra Denali Ultimate is not going to be an issue at all. There's going to be a very large cubby underneath all of these buttons, a little home for the key fob, 2 USB ports, 2 cup holders, a wireless phone charger, and when you lift up the center console, there's a really large tray, and there's an enormous amount of space underneath that tray. That's not all, however. There's a little area on each side of the center console that is underneath the leather that has enough space for maybe a banana or some other goodies like that. The climate controls are all going to be physical and in gloss black. It's going to be right next to the engine stop-start button, so make sure you don't press that while you're driving. There are going to be knobs controlling the dual zone climate control, and they're very easy to use and they feel very high quality. The other buttons also feel pretty high quality as well. There are buttons right here for your fan speed. You can turn on and off the climate control. You also have buttons for your heated and ventilated seats along with the heated steering wheel. You also get the same controls on the passenger side, and you can use the infotainment system if you want. I don't really see why you'd use that because it is much easier to use the gloss black buttons. There are some vents on the upper dash and they do a very nice job of making sure you're either cold or warm. There are some more controls underneath the climate controls, and they include your highway assistance features, your parking assistance features, your auto start stop on or off, your bed gate release, your hazard light controls, traction control off, your downhill assist control, and a button to control all of your windows. If you push this button, all of the windows are going to roll down. Now let's move on to the main infotainment system. All of that is packed into a 13.4-inch LCD display, and it is very responsive and easy to use. There is also a split screen view, which I quite like, and my favorite one has to be the clock. This is a Google-based system, so you get Google Maps, a Google Play Store, and a Google Assistant. The maps look very nice, and you can bring on over the split screen view if you so choose. And it is overall very responsive and a great system. Of course, there is wireless Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. The gear shifter is going to be located on the center console. To go into drive, you're just going to push the button and go down, and for reverse, you're going to go all the way up. That's going to bring up a very high resolution backup camera with active trajectory and a 360-degree view. I really like how many views there are because this is a large truck and it can be tedious to park sometimes. There's a bed view, and you also get wheel shots front and back, and then there's also going to be a front view and a back view. So I really like how many camera angles they integrated into this because it can be tedious to park, like I just said. To go into park, you're just going to push the button. You can also easily access the cameras through the infotainment system. Moving up top, you're going to find a digital rearview mirror, and you can make it normal again with the flick of a switch. And there's going to be a suede headliner and a standard sunroof. No panoramic option available on the Sierra. Now let's move on to the passenger side and see if GMC treats the passenger just as well. The door panel is going to look pretty much the same as the driver's side, so you get etching in the leather, a very large metal speaker grille, open pore wood trim, ultimate branding, and some cross stitching. The running boards make it easy to get inside, and you also have ultimate branding and Mount Denali coordinates. The seats are absolutely beautiful, with Mount Denali coordinates and ultimate branding on the upper part, topography on the upper part, stitching, piping, more cross stitching, and 16-way power adjusting with a lumbar massage. On the inside, you'll find some open pore wood trim with Mount Denali coordinates and topography. I think it looks very nice in this car, but I think it would be cool if GMC added a passenger screen just like the Escalade. You can also open up this open port wood so that you have storage inside. This is not uncommon on pickup trucks, but I think it is pretty nice to have, and it is also felt lined. Some other materials include some smoked aluminum trim, stitching, and some leather on the upper dash. There is storage on the side of the center console in case you want to put a stack there, and for your knee there is going to be some leather padding. The glove box is not going to be exceptionally large for a full-size pickup truck, but there is still plenty of space, but I'd like to see felt lining on the Escalade of trucks. There is some leather and stitching above that, which is very nice. To further emphasize GMC's attention to detail on the inside of this cabin, you get a leather-wrapped grab handle with stitching. Now let's take a look at the rear seats and see if there's anything special about this for the Denali Ultimates. As expected, the door panel looks very nice. You get tons of storage and a metal speaker grill at the bottom, etching in your leather, some cross-stitching, and open port wood trim at the top. The power running boards make it very easy to get inside, and these very comfortable seats are going to have a lot of detailing. You get topography on the upper part, cross-stitching, piping and stitching, and you also have a ton of storage underneath in case you go to Costco. Also, there is some secret storage in case you need to hide anything. Inside the Sierra, there's going to be plenty of legroom. This is nearly as much room as you get in a Mercedes S-Class. That is pretty crazy to me. The back of the seat is going to be in leather, which is pretty rare for a pickup truck, and there's going to be a pretty good sized pocket. Surprisingly, there is a lot of attention to detail on the back of the seat because there's topography and stitching on the back of the seat back pockets. In the middle area, you'll find 2 USB ports, vents, and heated seats. There are also cup holders on the upper area, but the plastic around them has to go because that is not acceptable in an $86,000 vehicle. The Cadillac Escalade certainly would not have that. If you fold down the middle console, you're going to find 2 cup holders and a very nicely padded armrest. If you want to add some fresh air to the cabin, a portion of the rear window opens up, which is quite nice. The bed is easily the most important part of a pickup truck, so let's go ahead and dive right into it. There are multiple different ways you can lower the gate with the Sierra, but for now I'm just going to use the key fob. We're also going to dive into the multi-flex tailgate a little bit later. As you can see, this 5.5 foot bed is covered in snow because we had a big snowfall earlier this week. There's Denali branding on the upper part of the bed, and you also get a power source down here and an LED lights. That is nice for lighting up the bed at night. We also have the spray-in bed liner, which is actually standard equipment on the Sierra. I think that should be standard equipment on every single pickup truck. There are steps on either side of the bumper, and you can also lower this top part in case you want to work on a laptop or eat some lunch. You can also lower the rest of it down to use the step and the kicker audio system, which is standard. Now let's take a look at what's powering this beast. Under the hood is a 6.2-liter naturally aspirated V8 that is tried and true by GM. That makes 420 horsepower and 460 pound-feet of torque. All of that is mated to a 10-speed automatic transmission, and the power is put down to the ground via full-time 4-wheel drive. The fuel economy comes in at 15 miles per gallon in the city, 17 on the highway, and 19 combined. Now let's go ahead and see the acceleration test. The Sierra, a full-size pickup truck, faces intense competition in the markets. Its primary competitors include the Ford F-150 Platinum Plus, the Chevrolet Silverado High Country, the Toyota Tundra Capstone, and the Ram 1500 Tungsten. There isn't a lot you can do to show a clear winner because each pickup truck is good and unique in its own way, But if you want the most luxury out of your truck, go ahead and swing for this or the Ram. Taking a look at dimensions, the Sierra is 232 inches long and 81 inches wide. Well, that is going to wrap up today's video on this 2025 GMC Sierra Denali Ultimates. The Sierra continues to be an amazing full-size pickup truck, and if you buy the Denali Ultimate trim, you are buying a proper luxury truck. The attention to detail and the materials on the inside are top-notch. Well, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.